Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your Midday News Fix for Tuesday the 25th of February. The Prime Minister says Andrew Bailey would have been sacked if he didn't resign from his ministerial positions. The Port Waikato MP decided to step down as a minister after a staffer complained about Bailey putting his hand on him during a lively discussion. Chris Luxon says Bailey knows he's in the wrong. He told Mike Hosking in the end he didn't have to step in, but he would have.
I laid down after the last instance crystal clear expectations. He reassured me there wouldn't be another incident. He knew there was an incident. He then made that decision himself.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister is signalling major changes for our Defence Force. Christopher Luxon says there will be a very significant increase in defence funding in May's budget and in future budgets. He says savings are being found in other areas, but won't say whether the government will also be taking on more debt. The Prime Minister told Mike Hosking a long-awaited defence review will be released in the coming weeks.
A lot of what we've got to do is make things much more interoperable with Australia, as you've seen even over the course of this week. We have P8s, they have P8s, that helps us.
And the Prime Minister is continuing his pivot to Asia today, embarking on a trade trip to Vietnam. Chris Luxon's taking a business delegation of heavy hitters as he attempts to woo Vietnamese capital to New Zealand. Political editor Jason Walls is with him.
Luxon's three-day tour of Vietnam is all about bang for buck. The top brass from the likes of Auckland University, AUT, Fonterra and Zespri are all along for the ride, hoping the Prime Minister's high-powered political connections will open various doors usually closed to foreign businesses.
France is declaring its confidence in Donald Trump's ability to help end the war in Ukraine. President Emmanuel Macron spoke alongside the US President at the White House following a G7 meeting in Kyiv discussing the war on its third anniversary. Macron says the last peace deal with Russia failed because it didn't have security guarantees. He says France and other European countries are ready to be engaged.
But we do need this American backup because this is part of the credibility of the security guarantees, and I have the feeling that the President has this capacity.
Meanwhile, the UN General Assembly has also been holding an emergency meeting in New York, passing a resolution demanding Russia immediately withdraw. Ukrainian Deputy Foreign Minister Mariana Betsa says what happens next is crucial.
Will define not only the future of Europe, it will define our common future, the future of entire democratic world and the future of the UN.
Tiwai Point aluminium smelters agreed to wind down production and ease demand on electricity due to concerns about supply this winter. The latest round of demand reductions expected from early next month until August 31. Youthline's overnight helpline is seeing a surge in demand for high-risk support. The number of young people contacting the charity's overnight service has increased by 62% year on year. To sport, boxing manager David Higgins has conceded that his heavyweight fighter Joseph Parker will probably have to wait his turn for a world title shot behind Daniel Dubois' Alexander Usyk unification bout. Former All Blacks loose forward turned boxer Liam Messam will be on the start line for his debut Ironman New Zealand event in Taupo on Saturday. And American basketballer Kevin Braswell, involved in several New Zealand franchise triumphs as a coach and player, has died aged 46 due to complications from heart surgery in Japan. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.